It's kind of amazing how much making money, finding work, how much that whole picture has changed, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I
Yep.
mean, the old 9 to 5 path,
Right.
it's just one option now among so many others.
Yeah, a whole network of possibilities. And that's what we're digging into today, right? Exploring all these different ways people are generating income and structuring work, looking ahead to 2025 based on a bunch of sources we've gathered.
Exactly. We've pulled together quite a mix of articles on affiliate marketing, how AI is shaking up remote job hunting,
Yeah.
NFTs, of course.
Right? And monetizing your expertise online, selling courses, AI, art, print on demand, even VR workplaces are in the mix.
So the mission really is to sift through all this, pull out the strategies that seem most, relevant and promising, and just give you a clear view of the opportunities out there right now.
Okay, sounds good. Where should we start?
How about affiliate marketing? It's not new, but it's clearly still a massive player. Our sources are saying something like 80% of online companies use it.
80%. Wow, that's huge.
It really is. And fundamentally, it's a pretty straightforward idea,
Yeah.
right? A company pays someone else, could be you, for sending customers their way who actually buy something.
Yeah, like you get a special link, recommend a product. I think we saw the example of at Colin Fit and MVMT watches. Someone clicks your link, buys the watch, you get a cut.
Exactly that.
Yep.
Simple concept.
So if someone wants to jump in, what are the first, like, essential steps?
Well, the absolute first thing, you've got to nail down your niche, your specialty.
Weesh. Right.
Not just travel, but maybe solo female travel in Southeast Asia or something specific like
Yeah.
that. It needs to be something where there's business potential, obviously,
Yeah.
but also something you actually enjoy because it takes work.
Makes sense. You need to stick with it. So find your focus. What's next?
Then you pick your channel.
Hmm.
How are you actually going to reach people in that niche? Some build like dedicated review sites, like the Wirecutter model from the New York Times,
Ah, yeah. Very focused.
or others use blogs with helpful info.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Robinson's blog for freelancers was mentioned, or social media like @TaylorFit doing fitness stuff on TikTok.
Yeah.
The main thing is being authentic, actually engaging with people.
Okay, so find where your people are, be real with them. Got it. Then how do you find the actual affiliate programs to promote?
Right, this takes a bit of thought. You want programs that genuinely fit your audience, naturally. Look at the brand's reputation you're linking your name with theirs, essentially.
Good point.
Check the commission rates, lots pay, 20% or even more. And look at EPC, earnings per click. It gives you a rough idea of what affiliates are actually making per click they send.
Okay, EPC.
Yeah, think about podcasts like True Crime Obsessed.
Mm-hmm.
They know their audience. They promote stuff that audience is probably into. It fits.
So good brand, decent commission, some proof it converts. How do you get eyes on your recommendations then?
Content. Valuable content is absolutely key. Blogging is still huge. What was it, 65% of affiliate marketers use it?
Wow, yeah.
But social media is great too.
Us.
And it's free to start. I mean, people are spending, 6.5 hours online every day on average in 2024. Your audience is definitely online.
6.5 hours.
Yeah.
Crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
Valuable content, right places. What else?
Building your own connection. An email list is gold for that. Direct connection.
Mm-hmm.
And on social, actually talk to people, engage. It all boils down to trust, really. People buy from people they trust.
Trust, definitely. Anything legal we need to know, like when you share the links.
Oh, absolutely crucial. You have to follow the rules like FTC regulations in the U.S. That means being super clear you have a financial relationship,
Yeah.
telling people when a link is an affiliate link,
Yeah.
like the blog. It's always autumn. They have clear disclaimers.
Okay, stay compliant. Got it. So what are the big upsides of doing affiliate marketing?
Well, the biggest one is probably that you don't own the products. No inventory, no shipping headaches.
That's a big plus.
And once you get things rolling, it can become a source of passive income. Your content keeps working for you.
Passive income is always the dream, isn't it? Where do beginners actually find these programs?
There are big affiliate networks or marketplaces. They connect businesses with affiliates. Names like CJ, ClickBank, Flex Offers, ShareSale, Awin. They're like central hubs.
Okay, so marketplaces. Good starting point. What's the bottom line for someone thinking about this?
Find opportunities that really fit your niche. Look for good commission rates, maybe tap into trends. The best part, you can start with basically no money on free platforms. It's definitely worth exploring for beginners.
Okay, let's switch gears. Remote work. It's obviously huge now, and AI, artificial intelligence, seems to be playing a bigger and bigger role in how people find these remote jobs.
Yeah, it's really interesting. AI isn't just a buzzword here. It's actually providing tools that can, genuinely help streamline that whole remote job search.
How specifically? Like, what can AI do to help me land a remote gig?
Well, first off, resumes and cover letters. Tools like Resi, Zeti, JobScan, KickResume, they have templates for remote roles. They can check grammar, optimize for those ATS systems.
ATS, the applicant tracking systems.
Exactly. The software companies use to filter applications. These AI tools can even help generate tailored cover letters. You can even use something like ChatGPT to rewrite your bullet points, to really highlight remote-friendly skills, time management, digital communication, that sort of thing.
Wow, okay. That sounds like a serious edge. What about finding the actual job listings?
AI helps there too. There are AI-powered job boards now. FlexJobs, Upwork, Pajama Jobs were mentioned. They use smart filters to find relevant remote jobs for you. Plus, they often help track applications, suggest profile improvements.
A more targeted search then. Nice.
Can AI help beyond just finding listings?
Definitely. Think of AI assistants like ChatGPT again as your own personal job coach. Ask you for lists of remote-friendly companies in your field. Common remote interview questions. It can even help you tweak your application for each specific job.
A 24/7 job coach.
Yeah.
Not bad. What about interview prep? Yep, AI for that too. Platforms like Google's Interview Warmup or Vima can simulate interviews and give you feedback. They can focus specifically on those remote work questions, like how you stay productive or collaborate with a team virtually.
That practice sounds incredibly useful for building confidence. Anything else AI can do for remote job seekers?
Yeah, don't forget your online presence, especially LinkedIn. Tools like Resume AI and Taplio use AI to help optimize your profile keywords in your summary, skills recruiters search for. Oh, and a simple tip, make sure you set your LinkedIn to open to work remote only.
Right, makes sense. So AI touches basically every part of the process. Are there any other, maybe unexpected angles to remote work in 2025?
This is where it gets kind of wild. Remote work can open up global possibilities. Depending on the job, you might qualify for residency visas in places like Panama.
Seriously, Panama.
Yeah, and for U.S. citizens living abroad full-time, there's the foreign earned income exclusion, potentially up to $120,000 tax-free in 2025. Plus, in a place like Panama, if you're not selling stuff in Panama, you might owe zero local taxes on that remote income.
Wow. Okay, remote work plus global living. That's a whole other level of possibility. All right, let's move into something a bit newer, maybe more volatile. NFTs, non-fungible tokens. They've definitely been making waves.
They have. And what's really interesting, I think, is how they represent verifiable ownership of digital stuff. That basic idea opens up quite a few potential ways to make money.
Okay, so beyond just, flipping digital art, what are the actual ways people are profiting from NFTs?
Well, our sources pointed to about 6 main ways. The obvious one is trading buying low, selling high on secondary markets like OpenSea or Nifty Gateway.
Right, the classic trading play, risky, requires research.
Exactly. Requires you to really follow the trends, understand the projects. Another way is earning passive income through staking.
Staking NFTs, how does that work?
Platforms like Unifty or NFT20 let you lock up your NFTs, similar to crypto staking. In return, you get rewards, usually more crypto or maybe other NFTs.
Huh. Passive income from digital assets. Interesting. What about for the creators themselves?
Oh, huge potential there. Artists, musicians, video creators, they can tokenize their digital work and sell it directly on marketplaces like OpenSea or Rarible.
Tokenize, like turn it into an NFT.
Pretty much. You choose your medium, create the asset, pick a marketplace thinking about fees, the blockchain it uses, then you mint it, list at fixed price or auction, and you can even build in royalties so you get a cut of future sales.
So artists get scarcity, ownership, and potentially ongoing royalties. That's cool. What about for investors who aren't artists?
Investing in established collections is another route. Buying NFTs from collections like CryptoPunks or Bored Ape Yacht Club, hoping their value goes up over time so you can resell. It's kind of like collecting rare physical items.
Gotcha. Like digital Beanie Babies, but hopefully with more staying power.
Maybe. Then there's NFT gaming.
Gaming. How do you make money there?
In some games, you can earn NFTs just by playing. Then you can sell those in-game items on marketplaces for real money. You need to figure out which items are valuable, maybe spot undervalued ones, transfer them to a place like OpenSea, list them, and again, watch the market within that game.
So play to earn is actually a thing. What was the sixth way?
The metaverse. Investing in virtual land or other assets on platforms like Decentraland or The Sandbox. Buying plots, maybe developing them into virtual shops or event spaces.
Virtual real estate. Mind-bending stuff. Are there other, maybe less common ways people are using NFTs?
Yeah, a few others are popping up, renting out NFTs, fractional ownership where multiple people own a piece of an expensive NFT, using them for fundraising, creating exclusive NFT-gated experiences, even using them as collateral for loans.
Wow, okay. It's broader than just art. So, bottom line for someone thinking about NFTs.
Well, the uniqueness and the potential returns are attractive, definitely. But, and this is a big but, it's a very volatile market. You absolutely need to do your homework. Good advice for beginners seems to be start small, low-cost NFTs just to learn the ropes.
Okay, let's shift to something maybe more grounded for a lot of listeners. Taking the expertise you already have and monetizing it online. We all know something, right? How do we turn that into income?
Yeah, I think this is super relevant. The first step is just clearly identifying what that expertise is and then, crucially, positioning yourself as someone knowledgeable in that space.
Okay, know your stuff, present yourself well. What next?
Then you need a business model, which sounds fancy, but it's just
Mhm.
how does the value you provide connect to the money you earn?
Right, how do you actually make the exchange happen? So how do you find the people who'd pay for your knowledge?
That's connecting with your target audience. Who are they? What problems do they have that you can solve? Where do they hang out online? The example given was the Dad, How Do I? YouTube channel clearly knows its audience, mostly younger adults, and meets them where they are.
Find your people. Okay, now how do you offer your expertise, like different price points and stuff?
Yeah, thinking in terms of a value ramp is helpful. Offer different things for different budgets. High-end might be like corporate training, speaking gigs, intensive master
Look,
classes.
big ticket items.
Mid-range could be online courses, maybe virtual conferences, one-on-one coaching. And lower, more accessible stuff might be ebooks, affiliate recommendations, maybe quick consulting calls, even merch.
A whole spectrum of offerings. Makes sense. Let's break down some of those methods. Consulting seems pretty direct.
Totally. Project consulting using your skills for specific contracts is a great start. It also teaches you a ton about client needs. Time-based consulting, like short calls via networks like Clarity.fm, is another way, but you need to value your time highly there. Set clear limits.
Right, protect your time. What about more ongoing help?
That's where coaching comes in. Longer-term relationships, helping clients reach bigger goals, individual coaching, team coaching, group programs, even paid mentoring, responding to specific requests for guidance.
Coaching. More involved. What about creating something once and selling it many times?
On-demand courses are perfect for that. Very scalable, potentially very profitable, especially if you sell to businesses. Virtual conferences are another way to leverage other experts. Use platforms like Hey Summit to run online events.
Courses and conferences for scale? What about building like a loyal group?
Membership sites are great for that. You blend content access, community interaction, maybe some direct access to you. Platforms like Mighty Networks or Circle.so make this easier to set up.
Building a community. Powerful. What about getting your voice out there more broadly?
Speaking engagements.
Yeah.
Still valuable, even with the shift to more virtual events. Platforms like ETHPeakers connect speakers with opportunities. And books, ebooks, print books via Amazon create royalty income, build authority, can even lead to bulk sales if you speak.
Speaking and writing. Good for reach and credibility. What if your expertise is more research-based?
You can absolutely monetize that. If you can produce valuable info that's hard to find elsewhere, you can sell research reports, maybe find sponsors. Think niche audiences, investment firms, people who need specific data.
Turning unique info into cash. What about regular communication?
Newsletters are fantastic. Direct delivery to interested people, often higher engagement than blogs. Substack makes it pretty easy. You can create original content or even just curate great stuff from others.
Newsletters, direct connection, video and audio.
Huge platforms. YouTube for video lessons, tutorials, ad revenue there. Podcasting is booming. Sponsorships are a big monetization route.
Right, different formats for different people, and good old blogging.
Still fundamental for driving traffic, building your base. And great for passive income through affiliate marketing, recommending relevant products naturally within your content.
Okay. Any other methods?
Yeah, a couple more. Merch. Using print on demand means no upfront cost. And software, if you can build a tool that solves a problem for your audience, like Neil Patel's Ubersuggest or Pat Flynn's Fusebox, that can be huge. Even buying existing small software projects via places like IndieMaker.
Wow. Okay. So many options. You mentioned a top 10 list. Can you run through those quickly?
Sure, basically. One-time payments like courses or seminars, ongoing subscriptions like newsletters or memberships, fixed-term payments like coaching contracts, sponsorships, royalties from books or music, ad revenue, affiliate revenue, donations or tips via Patreon, etc., merch sales, and software sales.
That's a really solid list. If someone's feeling a bit overwhelmed, what's the advice?
Don't try to do everything. Pick one or two primary methods that fit you and your audience best. Get those working well, then think about diversifying later as things grow. Start focused.
Okay, let's zoom in on one of those. Selling online courses. It really feels like that's become a very real, very accessible way for people to share what they know and earn income.
It absolutely has. It's moved from being a sort of niche thing to something lots of people are successfully doing. It's a tangible reality now.
So if someone's thinking, okay, I want to create a course, what are the non-negotiables, the first things they have to do?
Build an audience first, a loyal, engaged audience. You do that by giving away value for free, consistently, probably on social media, and crucially, listen to them. What are their questions? What are they struggling with? That's your course material right there.
Audience first, listen to their needs. Makes sense. What should the course itself actually be about?
It needs to tackle a real pain point, something significant, ideally something timeless, that your audience faces. And your course should offer a genuine, lasting solution, not just a quick fix. And keep engaging with your audience while you build it. Ask for feedback on LinkedIn, for instance.
Solve a real problem, involve your audience.
Okay, what about the tech side? Where do you actually host and sell it? Choosing the platform is a big decision. Kajabi was mentioned as an all-in-one option, does everything. But there's also Podia, Teachable, Udemy. They all have pros and cons. Think about how tech-savvy you are, how much control you want over the look and feel.
Right, platform choice matters. How do you get people excited before the course is even ready?
Building in public is a powerful strategy. Share the journey. Talk about making the course, the ups and downs, maybe tease parts of the outline. The example given, the operating system course, apparently did much better because they were transparent during development compared to courses built quietly.
So be open, share the process, ask for feedback. That builds buzz. What about making it easy for people to buy and spread the word?
Yeah, make it accessible. Maybe start with affordable pricing to get those initial sales and get people talking. And definitely set up an affiliate program. Let your happy students and your network earn money by promoting it for you.
Affordable entry, affiliate program, smart growth tactics. What else really helps sales?
Social proof. Testimonials. Get reviews from happy students and splash them everywhere, your website, your sales page. Genuine feedback from others is way more convincing than just you talking about how great your course is.
Social proof? Absolutely. How often should you be pushing the course, like selling it?
The 80-20 rule is a good guide. 80% value free tips, helpful content, and only 20% direct promotion. Give, then ask. And promote it across all your channels. Don't just stick to one.
80-20 value versus promotion. Got it. What about the course itself? How long should it be? How should it be structured?
Especially for beginners. Keep it relatively brief but dense with value. Aim for high completion rates, maybe around 45 minutes total for a first course, broken into easy chunks. Shorter seems better for getting people through it.
Keep it concise, value-packed, smart. Any final tips for maximizing income from a course?
Upsells. Offer more support after the main course. Maybe one-on-one coaching, a private community, extra digital downloads, things that add value and increase your overall revenue per student.
Okay, this next one is fascinating and definitely feels cutting edge. Making money with AI-generated art. Lots of buzz, lots of discussion around this.
Yeah, it's a space that's changing incredibly fast. The key thing is, while AI changes how art is made, it's also creating totally new ways for creative folks to potentially earn money.
So it's not just about selling single AI images. How else are people monetizing this?
Well, one idea from a Reddit discussion was interesting. AI artists freelancing for ad agencies, maybe quickly generating storyboards or concepts. It highlights the speed AI offers.
Ah, so applying the skill in a commercial context.
Exactly. Another view was broader, how AI skills might be valuable in data visualization, creating personalized product images, automating design tasks. It's not just the art world in the traditional sense.
So the skills are transferable. What else is important in this space?
Mastering the tools, obviously. Figuring out pricing, how do you value AI-assisted work? And ethics are huge. Being transparent about how the art was made, using the tech responsibly, that came up a lot.
Ethics. Yeah, that's a big conversation. Any other concrete examples of making money with AI art?
There was talk about turning the digital AI art into physical things, using print on demand, bridging digital and physical.
Okay, print products.
And also the idea of AI art galleries, maybe virtual ones, maybe even physical shows, curating and selling AI pieces that way.
Let's talk print on demand, or POD. This one feels pretty accessible, right? Lower barrier to entry. We saw a really interesting personal story about this.
Yeah, POD is appealing because you don't need to buy inventory up front. You can potentially build passive income with pretty simple designs.
What was the story that stood out?
Someone shared their experience starting back in 2019. They're apparently making decent passive income just from simple text designs, like best ad ever, selling them on places like Amazon Merch.
Simple text designs, really? What's their method?
Their process is basically find popular sayings, check copyright using tools like Merch Informer, design it simply in Canva or Photopea using the right size, like 4,500 by 500 pixels, then create lots of variations, different fonts, colors, maybe 20 to 50%, and upload them everywhere, Amazon, but also Etsy for digital downloads. They called it a double dip.
Volume, simplicity, multiple platforms. Any other tips from them?
Yeah, they stress that simple often sells best. And consistency is keep uploading regularly, and apparently you don't need expensive courses to figure it out.
That's good news for people starting out. What about getting on platforms like Merch by Amazon? Isn't that tough?
It can be. Their tips were have a professional business name, show good designs on another site first, like a portfolio, and just demonstrate, basic design. Maybe even build a simple website for your designs and link to it in your application.
Okay, practical advice. What about other POD sites besides Amazon?
Fine Art America and Displate were mentioned for wall art, maybe higher prices there. And a crucial point, always check font licenses. Don't get caught out by copyright.
Font licenses, right. Good reminder.
And places like TeePublic, Redbubble, they handle all the printing and shipping, which is a huge plus. Amazon Merch gets a lot of organic traffic just from being on Amazon. Printful and Crafted Threads were other services mentioned too.
Lots of options. So the takeaway on POD.
It's a great way to sell merch without upfront costs or dealing with customer service yourself. Margins might not be massive per item, but it's a solid way to start.
Okay, finally, let's look towards the future maybe. VR workplaces. Virtual reality for work. Sounds like sci-fi.
It definitely has that feel.
Yeah.
But it's developing fast. The idea is to merge the flexibility of remote work with the collaborative feel of being in an office together, trying to solve some of remote work's downsides.
How did VR even get to this point? Wasn't it just for games?
Well, the tech's been around in some form for ages, but it really took off in the 90s with better computers and the internet. Yeah, gaming was the first big thing, but it spread to healthcare, education, training. Lots of areas. Now, the workplace is a big focus, especially for training soft skills and job functions.
So training was a stepping stone. How does VR actually help with remote work issues, like feeling isolated?
The core idea is creating these shared, immersive virtual spaces. So you can feel like you're with your colleagues, brainstorming around a virtual whiteboard, having those casual chats, even if you're miles apart physically. It tackles that lack of spontaneous interaction.
Right, trying to replicate the water cooler moments. Are there actual apps for this?
Oh, yeah. Several platforms exist specifically for remote collaboration in VR. Names like Connect2, Glue, Immersed, Meet in VR, Meeting Room, Roomy, Spatial, and Meta has Horizon Workrooms. They offer things like virtual whiteboards, shared screens, spatial audio, so sound comes from where the avatar is.
So the tools are already out there. What's the potential long-term impact if this catches on?
Potentially huge. It could totally change how global teams collaborate, bridge that physical-virtual divide, reduce isolation. It could mean companies hire talent from absolutely anywhere. And think about training super realistic virtual environments for learning. Plus, Apple entering the VR space could really push things into the mainstream.
Wow. Okay, we have covered a ton of ground today, from affiliate marketing basics right through to, well, working in virtual reality.
We really have. And the sheer variety is what strikes me. Affiliate marketing, AI, job searching, NFTs, monetizing expertise in so many ways, courses, AI, art, print on demand, VR. It's such a diverse landscape of income and work models.
It truly feels like in 2025, it's less about one right path and more about finding the mix that fits you, your skills, your interests, how you connect with people.
Exactly. Which leads to the final thought for you, the listener. Looking at all these models, affiliate, AI, NFTs, expertise, courses, POD, VR, which ones genuinely resonate with your unique skills and the value you could offer? And maybe more importantly, what's just one small step you could take, maybe even today, to start exploring one of these paths a little further? Where does your potential meet this changing world of technology and work?